Welcome to Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. It's Wednesday. We made it, you guys. Today's the everybody's doing, may the 4th be with you. So cute. You guys are cute. May the 4th be with you. Tomorrow will be the revenge of the 5th. Yeah, I read that on Twitter. Tomorrow's the revenge of the 5th. 5th. And today's the 4th. Okay, I have a cooking review real quick before, the main star of the show comes on with me, you know, that lady in England. But okay, my last stream, I talked about roasting chickpeas, garbanzo beans, 89 cents for a can of garbanzo beans. If you don't cook them from scratch, like I have done, you just open a can of garbanzo beans, rinse them off, drain them, let them dry, pat them with a paper towel, um, sprinkle it, I have olive oil spray, so I sprayed it with olive oil and then put Cajun seasoning. It's called Old Bay. So I think it's sort of Cajun seasoning, Old Bay seasoning, and then garlic powder and a tiny bit of Mrs. Dash. Uh, and you roast them for 20, 25 minutes, and then you take them out and shake them around to, get them all more coated with the stuff you sprinkled on it. Then you do it for I did it for another 35 minutes. They're supposed to be these crunchy, delicious snacks, and I was really looking forward to it, but damn, I don't know if it was because I did it in a toaster oven or I didn't let them dry out long enough. I think maybe, but they were crap. They were just crap, you guys. They were sort of crunchy on the outside but on the inside they were chewy. Yeah. So, I might try it again. And this time I read online, people trying this and they said, "Well, I rinsed them, drained them, and let them dry overnight." I didn't do that. I let them dry for 20 minutes. Maybe that's where I went wrong. But the batch that I tried, bleh, uh, I I got through about half of them, and that was all I could do, The flavor was great, just the right amount of garlic, the Old Bay seasoning, that that kind of that was just right, but boy, the texture was just not what I expected, Blah. Okay, so you guys, um, our special guest today hasn't arrived backstage, but somebody is backstage waiting for her her intro. So you guys, without further delay, I'm proud to introduce America's favorite UK correspondent, my co-host, my partner in crime, my good pal, Maggie of England. Hi, Mags.
Hey Robin. Hey everyone in chat. I hope you're all well and lovely to see you as usual.
I know, good to
Hey
have
Robin.
everybody here. Thanks for being here, you guys. So how you been doing, Maggie?
Um, honestly, shite.
Once again, the US translation is shit, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, my son finally had his jaw sorted out. He had his operation yesterday. I went to see him Monday, and he looked like he looked like. So I'm laughing now, but I wasn't
uh,
laughing at the time. But my
yeah.
husband went to him when we were FaceTime in him before I went to see him. I'm not a monster. I'm a human being. Like that to him for 2 days.
Oh.
It's just the way our family works, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
when I
guys.
went to see him, of course, I went after the crying, ugly crying stage.
Yeah.
I looked at him and it was like looking in Darren's eyes because they're so alike. And all I
Aw.
could see was Darren doing, I'm not a monster, I'm a human. And I burst out laughing. I said, I'm sorry, Rob. Why? I can't help it.
Oh, hey, you gotta find humor. You have to,
Oh,
or you
God,
or you
yeah.
wouldn't stop crying,
No,
sometimes, If you can get
yeah,
out a
it's
laugh,
just, Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, how cute.
It's
Oh.
just, what can I say? It's the
I
same in real life, folks.
What you see is real, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, Oscar de Grouch. Oscar
Hey,
D. Grouch
darling.
was first up to date.
I
I
have
mean,
to say, she did have to ask if it was really you or not.
yeah. As soon as Maggie, came back, she said, "Okay, is that Lee?" And she says, "Yeah." Anytime a weird, funny name shows up, my
Yeah,
brain goes to, okay, that's Lee, but I have to confirm with Maggie because there have been times in the past when did not know who these
yeah.
entities were. Jonocide was second up. Boy, you
Hey,
lost
darling.
first place again, John.
Yeah.
Thanks for thanks for being here, sweetheart. I'll
Oh,
bet
bless her.
you're working.
Yeah.
Um, Drew J, hi, sweetheart.
Hey, Drew J. Hey,
Hey,
darling.
thanks for showing up. Corey, oh, our emotional
Hey,
support
Corey.
Canadian. Hi, Corey.
It was
Yeah,
lovely seeing you last week or
yeah,
the other
good.
day or whenever it was. I'm in a
Whenever
time
it
zone.
might have been, I know. Good show, Corey. Thanks for showing up, you guys. Corey was on the last stream. Maggie had to dip out
And
because her
yeah,
son
and
was jumping.
Donya. It was lovely to
And
see
yeah,
her on.
and Danya,
Yeah.
and she chapped my butt. She got me. She got me good. I'm not going to talk about it. If you guys want to know what Dania just beat me up with, go watch this show.
Show, yeah.
Swampy 63.
Hey,
Oh,
darling.
Shatha G 63. Swampy 63. Your name is a poem.
No.
Again. Yay. Almost. Swampy 63. Swampy. If you emphasize the P. Swampy 63. Thanks for being here, honey. Draven's Crypt. Hey,
Hey, darling.
Draven, thanks for being here. Good to see you guys. Thank you. Carol, hi, honey.
Hey, Carol. Hey, sweetheart.
Thanks for being a toxic jolly.
Hey, Jolly. Hey, darling.
Yeah, toxic jolly, not to be confused with toxic jelly. Well, you wouldn't spread either one of them on your toast, frankly. Yeah, thanks for being here, sweetheart. Thanks for showing up. Okay, I'm scrolling. I think we got it. Oh,
Have we got
Swampy
everything?
uses depends. Wait, sorry, they aren't too impressive. Can't even give them away. Okay, I've missed a whole lot.
So have I.
I missed a whole part of that conversation, so now I don't know what they mean. But that's real easy. Oh yeah, Corey and Dania got me good. Yeah, you got you got me good. And
Yeah.
I'll have probably an update on calling the doctor and shit. Um, yeah, yeah. So, boy, I wonder if I sent Benson the right link.
I have no
Okay.
idea. That's all in your control, thankfully, because if I was doing it, it could be anywhere.
Okay, over on Facebook in the private messages, it says he's active now with a little green circle.
That's
You know,
him
so
then.
he so he's active on Facebook now. Benson, are you looking at your private messages? Benson, Benson, you diva, you just want to be fashionably late.
Yeah, well, that's Benson all over.
Diva, little princess, prince, king, emperor, whatever he's going by these days. Um, Oh, Swampy 63 has friends who wear Depends. I know somebody
Yeah.
personally that that when things get old and wear out, you know,
Yeah.
you lose a little control. It begins with laughing pee, coughing pee, sneezing pee. It starts like that, and then after a time, I understand that you don't even need to, you know, have those actions to
To go.
dribble a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Okay, Toxic Jolly wants to know if they're gonna be privy to the, proctologist or something gross like that. No, I ain't going to no fucking proctologist. Are you kidding me? Nobody gets back there. Uh, unless you're in the hospital
They only did it
already.
once and never doing it again. No.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
oh,
no. Oh,
things
no.
aren't supposed to go in there. That's just an
No.
exit point. One way
Back
only.
yeah, well, it
Out.
backfired. I've told the story before. I
Uh,
backfired on the doctor big time.
oh, I did that during labor in the delivery room.
Yeah, but I was like a motorbike going through the wall.
Put, put, put.
Even the nurse, I couldn't stop laughing because me and fart humour coming from anybody, but I just killed myself. And the nurse was killing herself that much, she pushed me onto the men's floor by mistake and had to come and fetch me and put me in the women's bit.
Dang.
I had my head under a pillow the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah, she said, I'm really, really sorry. I said, are you all right? My head stayed under here. Yeah, it was vile. I couldn't stop laughing. Never again. No,
no.
no, they'd have to put me asleep or something. I'd have to be asleep, unconscious. No.
Oh, I know. Just wake me up when it's over.
Yeah, and they don't read your notes because they got so far and says, "Oh, you've got something in your womb." I said that'd be a job that went years ago.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was scarring.
Boy.
Yeah, from the because I've had three off.
Huh.
Yeah,
God.
womb, one tube, and then the other tube. Now they should have taken it all out at the same time, like I told them to in the beginning.
I know that. So, well, they
Yeah,
just wanted another trip back in.
yeah, yeah.
It, it is all.
But I was
Yeah.
prone to cysts, so
Ah.
yeah.
Okay. Jolly wants to know. It's the urologist we got to hear about instead. That's so much better, Rob. I know. What an improvement over the other place.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, yeah. Boy, Benson. I wonder where Benson is. I hope he's not having technical difficulties. I'm looking. Um, I'm gonna send him an. Okay, I'm gonna say, "You there?"
Yeah.
Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? It says he's still active. He's active now on Facebook.
He must be there somewhere unless it is got Facebook open somewhere or I don't know how it works.
Maybe he's got. Maybe he's. Huh. Maybe he has another tab open, looking somewhere else. Huh. Okay. So anyway, what I want Benson to talk about is he has a podcast. He
Yeah,
has a
he does.
podcast of his own. It's called uh, AFG or okay, Advanced Fashion Disruption. I won't say that again because that first word was hard. Okay. Anyway, AFD Benson and a person by the name of I can't Megan Somerville and Benson Roberts III, and they talk about fashion and design and the business of it, the creation of it. It's
Yeah,
and I'm a really bad friend. I only started watching today. I saw he was doing it. I give him a little hearts and thumbs up and stuff, but I did, and I bookmarked it, haven't gone over there. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Benson. But I did this morning with my coffee, and they're they're really interesting, and both of them have big personalities.
yeah,
They're artists, and so you guys, the link is in the description. So, go over and give it a look. Benson's a hoot. He sometimes is a cranky bitch, but, I adore him.
Yeah.
We've known each other for years, but, I'm gonna try to encourage him to maybe do a live stream sometime too, in addition to that,
Yeah.
where
I'll
he
have to
can,
have a look, 'cause, to be honest, I haven't looked, but I haven't looked at anybody's stuff unless it pops up in my face kind of thing.
I'm sorry, say that again, I got distracted by the chat.
I said, to be honest, I haven't looked. I ought to, 'cause I just get distracted, so I haven't been able to look at anybody's stuff for a long while, really.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I know. Well, me too. My real life has just gotten really busy and
Yeah.
takes a lot of my brain time and research. Anyway, so I don't get to look at half the people I'm sub to or who are my friends.
You just can't. It's impossible to go to everybody. It really is. I struggle just with me normal stuff.
I know, there's only much time in the day for your fun, your leisure, if you
Yeah,
yeah, life beckons, life calls.
yeah.
Um, okay, so I'm scrolling back because somebody Jolly said, "Oh no, that's when she was complaining about my backdoor report." Okay, I'm scrolling down. You'd not see me for quiz. I don't know. Okay, here it is. Dark Ninja. Dark Ninja. Okay, is that a Dark Ninja? That's a friend, right?
I don't know who that is, to be honest. I have no idea.
I
I've
can't I
only
can't remember from, there are so many names and
I know.
so many chats.
You said
Okay, why did Roxo jump on Drag's channel and wanted you off the panel, meaning me? Um, I was I don't that was a weird. Oh, okay, you're a friend. Okay, good enough. Uh, good. Do I have a Discord? I hang out on Discord, but anyway, I was I didn't know what I had jumped into over on Drag's stream. I had no clue what had
yeah.
because I was late, and came on and Drags. I don't think Drags ever had me on, but I went on and I was, he's a friend, and so
Yeah,
anyway, but I didn't know what I did not understand. I still don't know entirely what the theme was. I
yeah.
was just in there, blabbing my old lady mouth. And boy, people were telling me to shut up in the chat and they wanted
Oh,
me off the
wow.
it was bizarre. It was bizarre. I walked into it blind and
When
and
was
one
it?
on Drag's last stream, Drag Not Silvis, his
Yeah,
last
I know who it is.
stream, and I haven't even gone back to look at it because, God, where was my brain? Oh, guess who? Guess who's at the door?
Oh,
He
wow.
fashionably late. I am really pleased to introduce our friend and my spirit nephew, Benson Roberts the third. Hi, Benson. What's the matter, honey?
I'm
Hey,
so,
Benson.
I am so sorry. I
Hey,
was
darling.
I was lost in the bowels of Patreon and looked up and thought, oh my God, I'm supposed to be on
Somewhere.
with the
Yeah.
crack. How are you, ladies? How are you? Look well, Maggie and Robin. You look the same.
I never change.
Thank you,
Y-
Benson. So
Yeah,
do you.
good to see you. It's been a long time, Benson.
It
Yeah.
has. How long has it been? I'm drinking water. Excuse me.
Oh,
Months.
it's got to have been last year sometime. It's got to be nearly a year.
I will
Easy.
tell you, Maggie. Time doesn't exist anymore.
No,
No kidding.
no.
Recently, I was looking at Facebook and the memory came up. Um, and one of my very best friends and mentors had made a comment, and I thought, well, I need to check in on Alex. I haven't talked to him in a month or two. Alex died November 2020, and
Oh,
in
Oh,
my brain, it literally had been a month or two, and it's been 2 years. So
isn't that time continuum thing is just non-existent anymore.
yeah.
It's just the
hello to
days have
Corey,
melted
Dick,
together.
and Drew. I'm saying hi to people.
What?
You
Oh,
know,
go
they
Yeah.
have
ahead.
no, and I have they've quantified COVID brain damage, and one of the things that is completely broken is my sense of time. Completely, completely.
Well,
Mm,
then it's universal because
mm,
everybody, unless they are still going strictly by the clock because of a job or appointments, everybody is saying, "Wait, was that yesterday?" And they take a nap and get up and
yeah.
don't know what day it is, or yeah, boy, that just happened a little while ago. No, it's been several weeks. Everybody's using that same talk.
You
Um,
know, it's sort of like the Rumpelstiltskin effect, or Sleeping Beauty, or something, where we just
I don't know what it is, but it's as weird as it really is. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, Robin. I've told Robin, my auntie that I talk about a lot, who was 93, passed away early hours of the morning. Bless her. She was a great woman, and she smoked 60 fags a day, but never drank.
a, a, a,
Bless
a,
her.
s- a
maybe,
smoker,
maybe she should
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, yeah. I'm about
Yeah, just saying. Yeah.
to
Bless her.
So
gonna.
what is new? Tell me what's new, and then I'll tell you what's new with me and what's old with me. And
Well, this is your show essentially. So I
Yeah.
want to talk about you and what you're doing. Before you came on with us, I talked about your podcast,
Yeah.
and and what a bad friend auntie I am. I I only watched a part of one this morning, and what I heard, you guys are articulate. Uh, you're both very bright, and Benson, I've always admired your candor. You just you're so open about yourself,
Mm.
your opinionated opinions sometimes. Your, you know, but you guys are both strong personalities. Obviously, it's easy to tell you speak from long experience. And how long have you known uh, your co-host? Megan Somerville.
Oh,
Where did you guys start?
and there he's gone.
Oh, don't go away mad, Benson.
I
Okay,
was
Benson.
I was just thinking about the first time we had him on the show, and I did my hair like Madonna's and put them lights on my boobs.
Oh, I know, in honor of Benson the showman. Yeah.
Yeah. God, that
Yeah,
seems like forever ago.
I know. But okay, here he is.
I,
Okay, me again.
I switched to my phone. Um,
Yeah.
I have been having technical difficulties all day. That was part of why I was so late. So I figured out how to get the your studio on my phone. Megan and I have known each other for 15 years. I met her in Austin, Texas. I've been there working and producing clothing for clients all over the country, and met her. And I asked her that day, like, how have we never met?
Oh,
And it has literally taken me this many years to figure it out. We never met because we were both busy actually having a career in the
oh,
fashion industry, as opposed to hanging out on all the fashion themed parties and trying to be.
oh,
Yeah.
and gadding about
Yeah.
and showing off. Yeah, you're doing
Yeah.
the
So
sweat work.
we have talked 2 or 3 times a week for years. Even during the pandemic, Megan was one of the people that consistently reached out to check on me when my business collapsed and my career imploded, and I found myself impoverished and uh, home unstable and food unstable. Um, Megan had her company collapse before the pandemic, a decade before the pandemic. So she was a great coach and
Oh,
um, helping me work through that. Um, and we thought, well, we have these amazing phone conversations. We both see that our industry is ripe for change, that it's filled with as many horrible things as it is with glorious things. Why don't we do a podcast? And I
oh,
will tell you that people from all over the planet are now listening to that podcast. We've had
I think we've been at it for a little over 2 weeks, and we've had over 1,000 people listen in 2 weeks. Unique
Great.
people.
Wow.
Great.
They're
Yeah, that's
listening
brilliant.
from Ukraine. They're listening in from Egypt. They're listening in from all over the U.S. And we've managed to connect with some of the experts in our industry who are now being guests. Rachel Elspeth Gross is a well-known fashion historian and fashion writer. She came on yesterday to chat with us about the Met Gala and the obscenity of Kim Kardashian wearing Marilyn Monroe's "Happy
Oh,
Birthday, Mr. President" dress.
that was a little embarrassing to
Well,
look at.
it was also. There's a lot there to unpack, Auntie. Number one, the dress is not being held at an actual museum like it should be. It should be at the Smithsonian, if you ask me, because it involved a president.
Mm.
It's actually housed in Orlando at the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum.
Really?
And Ripley's is not the type of museum that perhaps adheres to the ethical community guidelines in other museums. Some time ago, all of the museum curators of costume departments and historic clothing collections got together and decided it was actually unethical to potentially damage garments that the citizens of the future would enjoy and learn from by letting people wear them now in just such situations. So there was a lack of ethics in this loan, and yet, Kim Kardashian, she's a brilliant woman. I'm tired of the slut shaming. I don't care that she made her money with a porn video. I wish my porn video had made that much money.
And be just as famous now
I
from
could
it.
I'm thinking about re-entering my porn career and seeing what I can do. She and her mother and her whole family have been just geniuses of public relations. That's how they have
bingo.
The status and privilege, and it was just PR. And to her, it probably didn't seem unethical. The gown obviously did not fit. Bully for her. I mean, there's all kinds of things I could say negative, but it's Kim Kardashian being Kim Kardashian, and the problem is with who owns the garment. If this was a Smithsonian garment, it never would have happened. If it had been a Metropolitan Art Museum garment, it never would have happened. If it had been in the costume department of FIT, never would have happened. Albert and Victoria Museum never would have happened. So, that's something that we all need to address. And then, at the same time, we're all talking about the Met Gala and all of the fabulous things and all of the odd things and the silly things, while there's a war going in Ukraine. And what we should be talking about are how many Ukrainian fashion designers are in danger, going out of business, need support. So that's one of the things that we're getting behind is a website called angelofashion.com. It's Jen Sittery, who used to be the vice president of Zappos for the couture at Zappos. She was the sales director or the president of sales for Vivienne Westwood. She has started this project that we're working on with her. She'll be a guest on Thursday, actually. So, I love the celebration of the fashion. I love how opulent the Met Gala is. I'm so glad that we got to have it again this year. Definitely a sign of recovery and normalcy. At the same time, how much bandwidth can we give it when the horrors of Ukraine are real? When the Supreme Court seems absolutely hell-bent on being in your vaginas and uteruses.
Distractions.
As usual, I am torn between my love of what I do and how little importance it actually plays in the long picture.
It's the scales, the Libra,
I have a Libra moon, so that's part of it. But it's also,
keeping the balance.
I do stop and think to myself, somebody's got to put beautiful things into the world. And I cannot diminish the importance of being one of the artists who works so hard to do couture levels of fashion. One of the only ones in America that does that kind of work. It is important for me to put beautiful things out that inspire people, and maybe just for a minute tear them away from the horror.
Just for a minute, give a moment of pleasure, introspection, some laughs, some joy.
Also, I've been working on something for since 2016, when sexism cost the American people a president who would have been infinitely more qualified than what we ended up with, who in fact would have put Supreme Court justices in place that would have prevented what's happening. And I started conceptualizing a project called Steel Vagina. And I want to do 13 gowns with different types of vagina motifs, including one that is going to be a fire-breathing dragon vagina. I want to focus specifically on the vagina. I want to get us over the fear of the vagina. And I want to show that not only is beauty and feminine delicate and wonderful and mysterious, it is also strong.
And stretchy.
With this thing happening, it'll stretch and stretch. We all come through one, my God. So I think that this is the time. I think that as I reapproach my career, I'm going to get that entire project out and hammer it out while I'm not tied to deadlines for clients.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just had a
on female empowerment.
Okay, yeah, I have this image of vagina as cornucopia.
No, I am actually. Are you all familiar with the Netflix show Frankie and Grace?
Yeah.
So do you remember the first season where they had the yam lube and Frankie's vagina ended up on the box? I am actually really good friends with the amazing artist who does Vagina Prints, and she has produced for me 3 vagina prints, and I won't tell you who they are because they're all incredibly well known. I thought she was sending me lithographs. She sent me the prints where she painted on people's vaginas and put the paper on them, and has given me permission to use them for fabric. So I'm going to do vagina in every goddamn man's face in America, and all of the
Oh, I want a backpack, and I want a T-shirt, and I want a hoodie, and a coffee mug.
Hats or something. Wait till you see the Steel Vagina collection. I want America to deal with the fact that it is not okay for us to hate over half the population. That it is not okay for us to look at women as being lesser creatures than men, because as long as that sexism is still thriving, every other ism will thrive. If we can disrespect our mothers, sisters, daughters, wives, girlfriends, aunts, nieces, it makes it ultimately too easy to disrespect everyone else. So there's my political moment.
Nicely put. I stay away from hot political topics, but this, man, I might not have my plumbing, but I used to have one, and even though I'm far and away and removed from addressing, like abortion issues personally,
This isn't about the politics of it. This is about human rights, period.
Well, that unfortunately is dictated by the political.
Well, we need to supersede that and get the fuck over it.
The old rich guys, and they're all old rich guys. It's all rich guys.
Like the impetus for all of this is so fucking obvious. These are all a bunch of men with small dick power trying to control women, and it's untenable. It's just untenable. Not like any of them give a fuck once those kids are born. Where's the pro-life then?
Exactly. That has been the best argument. That's number one on the arguments for it. What are you gonna do? Okay, after doing all the Molotov cocktails through the windows of clinics and doing all this posturing, where are you when these
are the same motherfuckers that voted not to feed poor indigent children in school? We are not talking about people who care about life. These are the same people who refuse to acknowledge climate change. They're not that concerned with life at all.
Well, no, it's all about the dollar and the power and the bottom lines and stuff. There are so many of us. They figure most of us are expendable. Yeah, but they're nothing like us.
Have you noticed that I really haven't addressed the war in Ukraine at all on my social medias?
Um, no, I don't notice anything, but I have never addressed it either.
No,
Mm.
my many of my friends are like, you haven't said anything, and my best explanation is that no one would probably really appreciate what I have to say because I am not pro anyone in this. I am absolutely aghast at what's happening to the Ukrainian people. I am aghast at what's happening to the Russian people. I feel poorly for the Ukrainian soldiers and the Russian soldiers. But in the end, it's two countries who were lusting for money and power. And
And
honestly, it is this commercialism and this type of society that we all seem to think is okay that is treading all of the people globally under. Um, enough, enough. And the timing was bad on Mr. Putin's part because we've all just come through 2 years of massive death. I think that the world
yeah,
may be on the verge of the First World War peace. I'm not worried about World War III. I think that we're going to see World Peace One. I think that we've just had enough.
uh, well, I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right. But boy, this is just all so very profitable to those, you know, three guys in charge of,
Yeah.
whoever's, above everybody else who's,
Everything.
The
and
consumer society does this. You have to have winners and losers. So it's always about competition as opposed to the female principle
yeah,
of
the house is tipped in their favor.
right. And it's mind-boggling. But enough of that. Let's talk about pretty things.
Let's talk about pretty things. Yes, you talk about, we talk about creating art because, Lord, when art dies,
Yeah.
a society will die. You have to keep it alive. Uh, all the artists, the musicians, the fine artists, the textile
Whatever you
wizards,
do.
all of
Yeah.
the, our friend Colette Miller, who does the Global Angel Wings product. Right now, she's in Italy. She has been
Yeah.
traveling about painting those wings. There's a
Mm.
little replica, and she's in Italy right now, and doing these her grand wings. She is creating art and love and
Yeah.
a little pleasure. Photo ops for people makes them feel good. Stand in front of Colette's wings and get your picture took.
And
So she's
Yeah.
carrying on.
it is important, and that is the thing that I have to remind myself of when I want to self-flagellate and say, Benson, you should be working, you should be being an activist. You don't have any business making pretty, frippy $10,000 gowns. But the truth of the matter is that what I do is important, and I can also use my creative output to say things because artists have always been the one that challenge. That has
Mhm.
always been since the dawn of time. The importance of art and creativity is not just the pretty result. It's the ability of the artist to go outside of the zeitgeist and say something new that causes people to stop and think.
If only but a moment,
Yeah.
just for throughout the day.
The
Nice
moment's
little
enough
break.
sometimes, though, right? I mean, sometimes the moment is enough. Sometimes
Yeah.
just
i-
looking at something in a different perspective is enough of a shift to get us to stop being so myopic about the things that we think we know.
Yeah, it's like coming up for air.
That's
And
something great. And then,
it,
and then, like, really honestly, the pretty part is important.
it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah.
And
When I was so sick, you remember when I was so sick traveling and making pictures? People
yes,
asked me, how did I get over that? They would say, like, oh, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I said, that's bullshit. Number one, what doesn't kill you leaves you scarred.
it
Yeah.
leaves you scarred, but those scars are the strongest part of the body.
Well, that
Yeah.
that may be, but if you lose a leg, that scar's not that very strong anymore. Now you're a one-legged man. So, what I told people is that exposing your soul to beauty makes you stronger. I found the strength to heal and recover and continue to live because of the amount of actual beauty I exposed myself to in those 3 years of traveling America, taking photos of
Yeah.
Mark. As I waited to die. The beauty literally healed me.
Yeah.
or help your transition be easier, if there's the alternative to that.
Yeah.
Go out with a symphony playing in your head or in the room, or
That was the concept. I would go out making beautiful art, and that seemed like the very best ending. But imagine my surprise when I began to heal and looking at the journey. I'm like, every time I see this wonder and this beauty, and we drive over a mountain, and there's this amazing vista of surreal natural beauty in the country, and I would gasp in air, like you know how you do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this process began the reelasticization and the air exchange in my lungs. It literally healed my body.
Well, my doctor, my beloved doctor, considered healing. There's a physical, there's an
Mm.
emotional, uh, and also spiritual.
Spiritual. There's
Mm.
a three-way
That
connection.
is just as big a component as the other two,
And
and I
believe
don't mean, and
I
that
believe that.
doesn't mean worshiping a sky fairy or Jeebus
I
or
know
any
Yeah.
of that.
most of the
You're
sky fairy, I'm taking applications.
Oh, okay. Well, I might consider that.
I wouldn't
But
mind being with a dollar donation.
hey, yeah, you can become a member of the Sky Fairy Club. Uh, but anyway, that's an important component of healing,
Yeah.
It is.
is to
And
address and if there is something spiritual about art and filling your eyes and your head and
that,
your
I think that's what did it, Auntie. It is as my spirit recovered and grew stronger, the mind body spirit connection is incredibly real. And
they're
so
Yeah.
all roommates. Yeah.
suddenly spirit is healing and my mind is healing. So my body really didn't have much choice. It was just going to follow the fucking program. I
That's how
discovered
it
I had
works.
a lot more to say and a lot more to see and a lot more to experience. And my body just had, my lungs have completely recovered. And on that note, I'm going to light a second cigarette.
Boy, you like to live on the edge, Benson. That's what I love about you.
Thing I do, and I'm not in denial about that. I'm working on letting it go. Um, so yeah, this is the one proof of my insanity is that I will still smoke after all those years of having no lung capacity.
Um, eh, okay, here's what a recent because anyway, my doctor's associates talking to a doctor, and uh, we had a meeting, and then as he left the meeting, we hugged, and I said, "Boy, are you a smoker or am I smelling myself?" He says, "You're smelling yourself," and I said, "Oh, because everybody knows I still smoke." And as he left, he says, in my practice, none of the oncology patients, lung patients, were smokers.
I believe
Yeah.
that.
He says it seems to, in some people, prevent cells from growing. He says, don't let that get out. But I found that very profound. There was a doctor talking about his caseload and his patients, and so
Haven't we all learned? I mean, we hit this almost every time we've talked during the pandemic. These are lessons that are hitting home over and over for people. Yeah, the fact that the mind, body, spirit, health of the planet, health of the economics of the planet, they're all connected in unbreakable ways. And we need to begin to honor that a little bit more than we have in the past, I think.
yeah, well, we've been forced to face up to some stuff and to
Yeah.
make different decisions these days. I know it has transformed a whole lot of shit in me these past couple of years. Um, yeah, and
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, about Benson, you healing and your lungs being good now, and you're having a fag. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to say that word. I was talking.
Honey, I haven't had a fag in a minute, but I wouldn't mind.
Okay. Well, I was doing Maggie
Yeah.
speak.
I always used to, well, I still do call it a fag.
No, I know what a fag is, darling. It's a cigarette in England.
Yeah.
Remember, we live. Canada is like a mile south of me, so the Canadians on
Yeah.
English, so they're fags over there too.
Oh,
I
hey.
know, but I got into trouble when I first said it, when I went live, way, way, way back.
To get words,
Yeah,
words only have the
forgive
power you give them.
Yeah, they
forgive
prefer to be
Maggie.
called a puff.
A puff.
And the
Yeah,
Indians
I
used to
prefer to call them a bint.
that's exactly it. I used to draw fag and cocksucker and queer on my face and walk around. I wanted people to know that those words were never going to hurt me. Ever.
No,
Yeah, but now it's difficult to be bold and make that statement because, boy, people just will jump out to bitch slap you. Oh, how politically incorrect. There are
I'll
a
use
million
my
of those
fag to
Karens.
burn them.
yeah.
What, honey?
I'll say if they slap me, I'll use my fag to burn them.
Okay, there you go. Ooh, ouch. Burns are awful. Yeah, but speaking anyway, you got recovered. You were facing death, and now you're recovered. I've just talked, and you're ready to go for decades longer. I spoke to a friend yesterday, and he's 78 years old, successful businessman, and he's getting ready to retire. And now he's looking forward to it because he
Yeah.
says, "Okay, I'm 78." He says, "I figure I got another 30 years. I'm going to start a new business." You
Mhm.
gotta love that.
No,
Yeah.
I can't imagine the idea of retiring. I don't know what I would do. Um, I've always said that I would do fashion until I was too haggard and ugly to do it, and then I would retire to my second career as a writer.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I was given 2 years to live, and then when I survived that by 4 years, and my lungs started to clear, then the amount of prednisone that I had taken just to stay alive had damaged my immune system so greatly that they gave me 3 years, 5 if I was lucky, and of course I superseded that, and now I am so well that my doctor tells me I have a natural life cycle, which means 143.
Fet that.
Okay. Okay, my great grandkids will be looking you up in the National Geographic.
Well, they'll be looking me up on the National Geographic, and I'll have a web show along with my podcast called Fucking Old Grandpa.
Ew.
Not fucking old grandpa, fuck an old grandpa.
I got it. That's why I
Yeah.
went ew.
It'll be a sex show. I'll give sex advice.
Um,
What?
boy, you're oh, and then when we say, "Hey, how they hanging?" You'll say, "Well, they're bouncing off my knees." Uh,
Well, by then they'll be bouncing off my ankles.
oh, I know, but you don't have a wide stance, so baby steps.
I always have massive balls. I mean, metaphysically and physically. So I'm certain that when they start to stretch, they're going to reach the floor.
Well, you'll need a little sling or a skateboard.
I
A
think
little
somebody
skateboard.
to hold them.
Huh. Okay. Well, as it goes on, we'll discuss it, and we'll get somebody to make a schematic and a.
You know, it wouldn't be a visit with me if I didn't say something foul.
Oh
No
God,
kidding.
no! It's
Yay.
the norm with you.
Upholding the Benson tradition.
Have
Yay.
you, have you all noticed how fucking skinny I've got?
You look taller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've always been 6'4", but now the proportions have changed. You know, I
Yeah.
have old man arm because the fat's all gone.
Oh, you've
Um,
got
Bingo
flying
wings. Yeah.
bingo wings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it.
I have lost 30 inches on my waist since we met.
Wow.
I think I was
Wow.
a size 64 or 66, and now I'm a size 44 and still shrinking.
Wow.
Dang.
That means nothing to me, by the way.
For somebody who may be homeless in a couple of weeks, I'm still feeling pretty fucking good.
Oh, I shouldn't worry about that. That's not going to happen.
You know, if it does, I'll manage. I mean, I've always managed.
Yeah,
So
I know.
so
Yeah.
so Benson, you're you're getting on a roll again. Benson's Phoenix has rose from the ashes. Okay, are you buying smaller pants yet?
Oh God, yes. I buy them in my size now. And
Oh, good.
the last time I bought pants in my size, they were too big. I didn't realize that I had lost 2 more sizes. So I have some stuff on order that will come in a perfect size 44 slim leg. I got a nice little ass again.
Hey,
I'm
welcome back.
apparently now a zaddy.
You're what?
A zaddy. Does anyone know what a zaddy is? Tell Robin what a zaddy is.
What's a zaddy?
Someone that's depressed and down in the dumps, basically.
No. A zaddy is hot daddy.
Oh, hot daddy. Yeah, no clue here.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
blonde for a reason, you know.
I was told I was a zaddy, and I had to look it up because I also am old.
Oh, good.
It's a hot daddy over 50 or something, like a MILF, but a daddy, a zaddy.
Oh, yeah. I can remember way back when saying we'd been upgraded from a MILF to a GILF. Can you remember that, Robin?
I do. Now, the other news that I have, which is really good, is that I am now healthy enough to begin to approach having my teeth replaced.
Oh, brilliant.
That was something that needed to be done, but I just wasn't healthy enough for the surgeries.
Well, we couldn't either. Yeah, doctor's appointments were difficult to get unless you had the C, the dental work. Whew, hard. Yeah. Yay. Oh, that's cool.
I think by this time next year I'll have complete replacements, and it looks like I'm going to go to Mexico to have implants done because I don't want teeth to come out of my face.
Yeah, update your passport because
I have an enhanced license that allows me, because I live in a border town, I can travel to Mexico or Canada. You
can. I can go over to Mexico even without the real ID, but you need a passport to come back into the U.S.
No, with the enhanced license, I get back into the U.S. This is something that they give people who live on the border.
You sure?
Yeah, absolutely. They do an extra security screening. Canada is actually south of Detroit. It hooks under, and when I'm on Grindr, I pick up. It's kind of a pain in my ass because I pick up mostly Canadian boys, and I'm like, well, can't hook up with you yet, although the border's open, huh?
Yeah, I think.
That moment.
I may leave early. It may be time to fire the Grindr up and see what trouble I can get into.
Hey, might as well, make plans for the future. But I almost went down to Mexico to get my dental work done, but I couldn't find. There was an issue getting my passport updated because I couldn't find when my name changed, that document from divorce court. So, Villapano, is that where you're going? That Villapano guy? It's like a resort.
It's a resort. I have a friend of ours there now, and if everything goes well with her, and she's just staying the entire time, but if everything goes well with her, I'll make the 3 trips there and back. I don't want to stay in Mexico for 3 months.
No kidding.
But it's down to have the first implants in, and then down to have the teeth put in and screwed in, and then down a third time to make any adjustments and finalize the surgery.
Yeah,
I'll come
where
back
you sign off on it.
I'll come back with some chompers that are screwed into my bones. And the beauty of the procedure is that the jaw and the bones in the mouth don't deteriorate the way they do with
that's a huge issue. I am not a candidate for implants because I have osteoporosis, and that's and the jaw is one of the first places that you lose density. So they wouldn't hold in me, so I have to get dentures. And I'm sorry what I had to resort to get my dentures, because since I couldn't go to Mexico, which I could easily afford, the cost and stuff. So I went with like this budget dentist who is now out of business. The whole chain is failing. So I'm stuck with these undesirable appliances. And one day I hope to go back in and get decent ones. They made them too short. And and since they're out of business, I couldn't go back for my free reline and fitting. So boy, best of luck. Oh, get to Mexico, Benson. Yes.
Well, it didn't make sense to me to have my teeth fixed if I was just going to leave a pretty corpse. That, like, spending $30,000 made absolutely no sense to me. None.
Wow.
I know.
And then I still had prednisone in my system, so healing was sort of an iffy thing. My
Yeah,
A1C is now
not
at
good.
5, so I am a candidate. I'm also going to have to possibly have my shoulder joint replaced.
Mm.
The torn rotator cuff isn't just a torn rotator cuff. I have osteoarthritis in the shoulder joint, and there I'll have an MRI on the 8th, and we'll determine if we can just fix the cuff, or if while they're fixing the cuff, they're going to take my arm off and give me a whole new bionic joint.
Oh, that would be hot. Then you could start a whole series, Bionic Benson.
Oh, I've asked them, could they do a laser attachment? My surgeon really doesn't have a sense of humor because he didn't understand that I was just kidding. I said, well, can I have a snap on, snap off, so I can like snap a cutting arm on for?
Yeah, like Craftsman tools.
Yeah.
Any of that, and he looked at me like I was insane, so I shut up.
Boy, I hate doctors, humorless doctors. Geez.
But he's the best at this surgery. He actually does this type of surgery for our professional sports team in Detroit, the Lions and the
Okay.
Pistons. So I
Okay.
feel good about him. I'm just not going to try to joke with the motherfucker again.
Well,
Yeah.
really, get your humor with the nurses.
Yeah.
They're always a hoot, and they're sometimes smarter than the doctors.
I wonder if my nurses are on Grindr.
You never know. I understand it's like a smorgasbord.
Well,
My son's jaw was hanging off, and all he could think about was the nurses that were going round and the patients that were in there. Just like his father.
well, when we're not feeling well, we've got to have something.
Yeah.
Well, I
No.
suppose.
Kidding.
Having
No.
too mardiarsing because of the pain in my head.
Maggie, how are things on your end? I hesitate to ask because things may have shifted since we last spoke.
Her husband isn't dead yet.
No,
Okay, I got that out of the way.
He's
Sorry.
I was trying to think of a polite way to ask if her husband had passed yet.
no, he's
Well, it's been bleak for a long time.
Could you
yeah.
tell me to hurry? Because I still have designs on you, darling. Like, just either get over the dying or get out of the grave. You've got to choose one or the other.
He's not there yet.
It's kind of hot for Maggie.
Yeah, he's very emancipated, and he's practically bedbound most of the time.
Is he still enjoying his days though? Is he finding it enjoyable?
most of the time he has his rough. It's up and down. It's like a roller coaster. I can't explain it. It's just, I thank God for doing this with Robin twice a week and going to Pat's once a week to get out.
How are you handling it? I mean, I'm hearing that you're glad for distraction, but
she's losing her hair.
I'm losing my hair. My hair started falling out over the last few months.
That's causing it to fall out.
Well, I don't know for sure because I've got to wait for blood tests on Friday the 13th, folks.
Perfect day.
Well, I will tell you, I love being bald, and you could always just shave your head.
No. I don't mind going short. I've been short. I've had it shaved round the sides and that back in the day, and had it longer, flipped back, a bit like Posh Spice, but not before her dad.
You're an old punk from the 70s. I could see you with a mohawk.
Yeah, I've seen my husband with one because he slipped with the hair cutters because I wouldn't cut his hair. I was pissed with him at the time. He ended up with this piece down the middle. That's all I could salvage.
That would do it.
Grampy Lobster in the chat.
Hey, Grandpa.
You old motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, I can see. I'm on my phone, so I can't actually follow the chat. So tell everyone that I will read the chats later, and that I'm always happy to be here to entertain them or to give them something to think about, or at least to make them feel better about their own lives by how fucked up I am.
Yeah. That's what we're out for, isn't it, Robin?
It is, but Benson, boy, my dear friend.
Yeah.
I'm not such a great one, but I love you, and
I adore you too, my darling, and I'm sorry I was late today. We should do this again in a month or two, so much
Can
time
we?
doesn't go by.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely delighted because, boy, I'm so glad you're better, and
Yeah.
your energy is coming back, and you're doing things, and you can create now, and I'm so glad
You
that.
can hear I
Oh,
can feel the passion in you again. You've got more passion again.
I mean, there's going to be a long way to go. I have a whole set of neurology and neuropsychology and psychiatry and psychology and speech therapy. We're going to get my brain rewired and figure out exactly what the COVID did to it. So there's at least an idea that they will be able to help me get my cognitive shit back together, because I really am quite loopy sometimes. I mean, I have
Really?
incredibly
Oh,
bad.
aren't we all?
Well, no. This is new. This is definitely quantifiable, and it's new from the COVID exposure. Um,
Uh.
I'll go to pour a cup of coffee, and I mean to pour the coffee in the coffee cup, and instead I pour it into the sugar bowl.
Oh
And
dear, I did that the other day. I opened a little creamer for my coffee. I opened it up and poured it in the trash.
So maybe we'll go together. No, but
Maybe we will.
the good
Yeah,
news is that my brain is not mush. I don't have Alzheimer's or onset Alzheimer's. I don't have dementia, because my brain is receiving the information and storing it. What has happened, and this is the case with most people with long COVID, is the bridging is broken.
Mm.
The bridging of short-term memory is just eradicated by the virus, and like the gentleman gave me 5 words and then asked me what they were 3 minutes later. I got red and velvet because I have a red velvet chair. That's my
Okay.
favorite. So
Okay.
that was easy for me to pull, because I have
That was
that's
your
that's a
association.
longer term. But the other 3 terms, he had to sort of give me several reminders. He said, "So this is common." First time anyone's ever called me common that didn't get bitch slapped. And he said, "What's happened is you're bridging." Now that ends up being even more interesting, Auntie, because I was also diagnosed with complex compound post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety disorder, and severe depression. And at this point, I think everyone has all that, so I don't feel special. But
Yeah.
he said that people deal with trauma, like losing your business, or by what
Other
happens
losses. Yeah.
the short-term memory rebuilds the part of your brain that trauma destroyed, and I don't have the capacity, which is why I have ended up being stuck for so fucking long. Like where I was when this brain trauma happened is just where I thought I've always been. That just became the
Uh,
baseline, and I didn't have
warm.
the short-term memory to rebuild where I was when it started. So
Boy,
we
that
wait.
test, that cognitive test that he administered, that is very much like something called the mini mental administered to Alzheimer's patients, Parkinson's patients, aphasia patients.
Yeah.
That is a mini mental, and it's like uh, fold, crumple up this paper, put it in the other hand, and throw it on the floor. Just simple questions like that. It nails it right. And boy, people are being administered these cognitive tests a lot lately.
Well,
And the
we're finding
findings,
that fully 30% of people who had COVID, especially those who weren't incredibly sick with it, have brain damage. We are now quantifying that as we've passed the point where people are just dropping like flies. We're now looking at the longer term effects, and fully 30% of Americans have had brain damage. So
huh,
thankfully, they now have a process. Um, and they're waiting to get me in to see the neuropsych for the 17-hour. He's explaining what the comprehensive. I said, I know it's the longer version of this. I understand.
yeah,
They want to test all of it to see exactly where
the
the
eye
dysfunction is.
movement and
Right.
Mm.
iridology yeah.
All
Yeah.
do all of that and find out exactly what's broken, and then we can start in the process of fixing it. So I'm not hopeful. The doctor said, "Well, you're leaving today with hope." I said, "I no. I honestly can't afford to
It's
hope, because
optimism
if you tell me
at
that you're
last.
going to get well and it doesn't happen, then the last of my hope has been spent." But I did leave the doctor's office believing that I might become hopeful.
optimism is not a bad thing. It's the expectations that should not be
Well,
addressed.
I have hope. I
Yeah.
set up into my in the career path in the business. I got orders and long-term orders and short-run orders and sourcing orders. Like suddenly, I found myself in the middle of a week that was relatively normal, and I woke up this morning with money in my bank account. I didn't wake up with
Oh,
the daily your account is low,
yeah.
morning
The
email,
warnings. Yeah, I get those.
which means that there's more than $500 in there now. And
Good.
I just sat and it's been so long. I had this feeling, this overwhelming feeling, and I said, "What am I feeling? My God, what am I having a heart attack?" And I thought, no, that's hope.
That's
Yeah.
expansiveness
That is
after being
expensive hope.
caged.
That is the belief that my career actually is on the return.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
celebrate that, Benson.
I
I
do for
celebrate
you
that
too.
with you. Just the optimism in you is
Yeah.
such a difference. Now, your skin even looks better. It's
that's just because I'm on my phone, which has a much better camera.
oh a filter. Are you
No,
filtered?
no. It's just
No.
a better camera. My doctor didn't believe that I was 58
Well,
based on looking
no.
at my skin, and I said, "Well, here's my birth certificate, sir." He said that I had the face of a 35-year-old.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
I would agree. I
My
think
husband
that's
said
great.
that looked like a slam toss.
Yeah, bless your heart, and I hate you
No,
cunt.
not one wrinkle. No, I have the face of
I've
138.
got hundreds, and I'm not ashamed.
No,
I've
I
learned every freaking one of them.
thinking the white beard that I grew because I like looking at myself and seeing somebody in their 50s. And without the beard, I still look like I'm 30. It's ridiculous.
No, I definitely
I
look
don't
my
but
age.
I think at my age, everyone thinks they're my aunts and uncles or my grandparents, and I'm like, well, I'm there. I'm older than that one. I think she stopped her car with her face too many times. Um, it's just good genes, I'm a mixed man, and I got good genes. I was also goth in the '80s, so I never went in the sun. I didn't drink, I didn't drug, and let's just say I've ingested lots of protein.
Yes, protein and collagen. Yeah, with
Collagen, yes. I mean, I don't
all
really have
those
anything to attribute it to.
beneficial emissions. Yeah, I have both my kids.
Oh,
I've got a fifth
that was gross even for me.
boy. You crossed your own line. How?
No. I still
Oh,
have my clothes on. I haven't crossed the line, but that was gross for me.
no. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Aries are all borderline gross where sex is concerned. All of us.
What?
But oh boy, this is another generation speaking, Maggie. Well, no, you and
No,
Benson are
it's the
close to
same. Well, nearly. I'll be 59 soon.
Right? And I'm 58 now, so we're the same age now, Maggie. See?
Yeah.
Honey, are you on Grinder?
No, I fucking ain't.
boy. Benson won't leave it alone. Boy,
Can I meet you? I'll get a Tinder account. Can I meet you on Tinder or OkCupid?
No, my best mate used to be on all of them. No. I wouldn't
yes.
touch a laptop. I wouldn't.
At
I
least she's
didn't
not
dare lift
laughing
the
at me
lid
anymore.
up. No. I
The
loved her
first
to
time I
death.
suggested to Maggie that I had a crush on her, she laughed at me. At least she's not laughing anymore.
I
Well,
know
I
she.
didn't really
Now
that
she's
well.
starting to be creeped out. Frankly, I think.
Maggie, am I creeping you on, honey? I'm sorry.
No, I think it's highly funny because you
No,
can't.
I think that I think honestly, the truth of the matter is that I like both men and women, and I think that you are delightful and delicious.
I know
And
you've told me right. I
on
think
all,
you're
that's
great.
on all the
But
levels. Not
no.
just like creepy, I want to bone you. That's on all the levels. I love your spirit. I love your sense of humor. You're obviously a bright woman, and you're just you are just you exude goodness, and those are all things that I find very endearing and attractive in a human.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
and
you.
Maggie never means any harm, ever, ever. She is the purest
Oh,
little country mouse ever
I'm
in my
betting
life.
that Maggie could mean some harm if she needed to.
But
yeah,
she's
yeah.
rarely called upon to do that, because she is a witch, and
Well,
she's
right,
an
right.
Irish girl, and she does have magic, but she only uses it for good, unless
And it's important to remember that the people who are the most compassionate and decent are generally the most compassionate and decent because they've been through the most hell. But
Yeah.
just because we're kind and compassionate and decent doesn't mean that we don't have an opposite polarity that is just as deep and just as extreme. And
and
Well, I'm a Gemini, so what can I say?
just because I'm not using my teeth doesn't mean I don't have them. I
Yeah.
choose to use my claws and my teeth. When I need to, they are certainly there. And they don't grow duller with lack of use, they grow sharper. So I'm sure that if
and
Maggie
more
needed to,
precise. They become a precision.
she could put a hex on someone
Um,
or a paw.
I couldn't.
Look
No,
at her smile.
because I couldn't. I protect myself 100%. 100%. Anybody that comes in here who I care about, I protect 100%, like a mother bear with her cubs. And I've done that since I started because of the shit me and Robin had to go through, being
That's pretty much my
ghosted and
technique too. But I also, I tell people
Oh, here.
oh,
I tell people I'm a bit of a healer, and sometimes that means being chemotherapy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh boy,
Well,
poison at the
actually,
same
my
time. Yeah.
numerology thing is I'm a 33-6 healer
Okay, that
from
makes
my
sense.
birth date and time and all that kind of malarkey. So I've been told.
Okay,
I'm
what you
pulling some
pulling,
cards
Benson?
for the day.
Oh, how fun!
Well,
Okay, this is the 89.9% Benson show.
I have pulled
hey,
the
Glendale.
Okay, wait. Who's this for? Is this for everybody in
this
general
is
or the
for all
panel?
three of us. This is all three of us. I have pulled the Knight of Wands. I have pulled the Eight of Cups, and I have pulled the World card.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's very fortuitous for all of us. That's some dynamic movement. That's some expectations being met. That is also telling us to get the fuck out of our own way right now, and to stop keeping our minds busy with tripe and deal with the things that we actually need to deal with. And we're also being told to stick to our guns.
Boy,
Here. The final
Benson.
card that I'm pulling is the Queen of Pentacles, which says that security and largesse and comforts are within reach.
Yeah.
Benson. God, that is okay. This is really, really personal, but in my real life, I am now charged with the most important responsibility I've ever had in my work life and my personal life because they're linked. And I'm scared. I feel unworthy. I feel like a fraud. But you know, and it's still going to be part time. But damn, those cards give me optimism.
So I just, as you were speaking, I just pulled a card specifically for you, and this is the Lovers. And Lovers is about new relationships and new ways of relating in old relationships, and about fulfillment of responsibility to others. So I don't know what you're dealing with, but
Fuck.
it sounds like it's going to be relationship oriented, and that
Yeah,
you're going
it
to be
is.
able to be counted on, and that's going to feed you back.
Biggest responsibility I've ever had, and I've been,
Yeah.
had responsibilities in my work life, and I've been good at it, and I did a good job. But now this is like the next
Level up.
layer above, and I'm awestrucken that I've been given a responsibility, and
Why? You've always been so fucking responsible.
this is okay. Thanks.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like you're one of the people that can be counted on, and anyone who's ever had I was going to say intercourse because that's the proper English word, but here,
Social intercourse.
well,
Yeah.
anyone who has ever had any type of social intercourse with you knows that you are as good as your word, that your follow through is impeccable, and that you can be counted on. That this should not be a shock to you that somebody now wants to count on you in a very big way. You've sort of
Yeah.
been working on this your whole life.
Yeah. For years for this.
You're right.
Mm.
Phew.
Claim it,
What a,
claim it, Auntie, claim it, and
what
be
a
it.
way to go out. What a way to go out, because you know what? I've never been this old. I've never been this close to death in my life. I'm going to go out with doing a good job.
Yeah.
We're not, honey, you got another 25 years at least, and I think Maggie would agree. I actually have looked at the end of your life, and you've got a long way to go.
I hope so.
Well, no,
Great.
you know, seriously, Robin's going to be like 102.
I'll go for that. I was planning on the 80th birthday Ruth Gordon checkout like in Harold and Maude.
80 is the new 50, honey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay,
wanted
so Maggie, you're 58 like I am. I literally feel like I'm in my 30s most of the time. My brain is still very active. I'm still very engaged with life, even through a pandemic. Things still make me go, wow. I still find a sense of wonder. I still have
me
drive
too.
to love and to learn. This 58 is not old.
It really
No.
isn't.
No.
I feel like I'm just hitting my adulthood.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that
I think that's
interesting?
what I'm fighting against.
But that's really interesting. I didn't feel like an adult for a really, really long time in my life. Uh, because still felt I was a lesser being. I still
Yeah.
felt like I didn't get to adulthood yet. But these days, um, these past few years, huh, these last couple of decades, I have finally felt like an adult. And it's wondrous because that opens up a whole new set of eyes, looking outward and inward. And boy, I still get a sense of wonder at shit. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm delighted by shit. You know, what amused with a rattle, tickled with a straw. You know how to get along with a baby, and that's you know your life too.
Well, I
Um,
will tell you, several people in my life have asked me who you were based on social media interactions, and I say that is a woman that I have adopted as an aunt who has adopted me as a nephew, and
yeah.
she is a shit kicker. So don't, don't fuck with her. If she says something that makes you feel protective of me, don't bother, because that woman has got my back 100% and always has. She is a
Yeah.
Yeah.
very big part of the reason that the prednisone didn't kill me.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I honor you for that, and I think that you're a hell of a shit kicker. I think that
oh,
you are magnificent, my darling.
Yeah,
thank
I
you,
do too.
Benson.
You
Thank you,
scared me,
Maggie.
actually.
Oh,
You don't scare me. No.
no,
No,
Maggie scares the shit out of me.
well, Maggie's a little scary. That's probably why I'm so turned on by her.
I know he likes flying
Well,
into
you
the
know, I
danger
have a
zone.
Scorpio rising. Fear is like an aphrodisiac.
Oh,
But
I'm Scorpio rising too.
Yeah, would you like to
and
get
I'm a
together and see
Scorpio.
what we can bring up?
It gives me a sting in the tail, I believe.
Well, that
Like,
means that we're both impervious to the bite, though, darling.
Eh.
boy, you guys, I think you should get a room. You know, if you guys want to duck out together, you know, you don't have to leave separately. Oh, Benson, dear, what
Yeah,
a
thank you
delight.
so much.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we've been. I've made a whole hour. I'm sorry that I was late. I hope that there are 202 comments in the chat that I can't see, but hopefully
really?
folks.
Geez. Well,
How do you know that?
sometimes
I
there's a
look,
whole show
my
over in
phone
the
Yeah.
tells
chat.
me how many people have commented while we've been talking. If I was
Oh,
I
on if I was on my laptop, I'd be able to see the conversation. But on my phone, I can either see you and Robin's picture, or I can see the conversation. And
but not both.
my brain is tweaky. So if it was just a conversation, I would lose track of our conversation if I was looking at the chat. So I
Me
chose.
and Robin do that often.
Oh,
And
geez. But
deny the fact while we're live and tell each other after the fact.
yeah,
In fact,
yeah,
we only admitted it a couple of weeks
To
ago.
all of you amazing followers, thank you for tuning in and listening to my
Yeah.
pitch. I love you all, and I'm looking forward to coming back in a month or two, and
yes,
hopefully I'll have even better things to say.
of course
Yeah,
you will.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
counting on it, Benson, sweetheart. Thank you, and
Thank you so much.
I'll
Much
keep
love,
track of you
darling.
on Facebook. Benson is on Facebook. You guys, uh, follow him because more shit to come. And
Yeah.
okay, a fair warning: he is a cranky little bitch sometimes, but he's also very profound and
Little,
wise.
I'm a
Oh,
huge bitch.
well, I was cleaning it up a little bit for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but yeah, Benson, our chat, we have the best chat ever, and
Yeah, we do.
sometimes it's their own show over there. But boy, we love them all. We love
Yeah.
every damn one of them. And boy, there was some gossip going on. Killendall,
I'll have to
really
read
quick.
what?
What did I
Killendall
miss?
showed up. Hi, Killendall.
Hi,
Killendall.
Glendale. Hi,
Thanks,
darling.
thanks for being here. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so.
No, I think we got them as they come in.
Yeah,
You're welcome, Corey. Swampy 63, Oscar de Grouch, Scratch, Six Drops. I see Killendell. Yep. So this seems to have been a love fest between those few people.
I oh, did you capitalize the word few? I get you. There are 9 people watching.
Well, it seems like 4 of them have been the most active.
I know
Yeah.
there are favorites too. Yeah.
I love lovely people. I've always had great intersection and interaction with your audience. Um,
They're brilliant, to be fair.
should I hang
They
out so
really
we can
are.
gossip after you guys wrap out?
I'm sorry, what?
Should I hang out so we can gossip like we usually do after you wrap the show?
Oh, please. Okay. Well, okay, with that being said, we're gonna duck out, you guys. We're dipping. Oh, I need to. Okay. In honor of part of our conversation today, there is a vagina shirt.
I love it.
Okay, so you guys, thank you again for showing up. We love every damn one of you on behalf of Benson Roberts III and Maggie-of-England, our Mags. We are signing off. Bye.
Take care. Much love.